All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Michelle, and this is my friend Aaliyah. We are both professional yoga instructors, and today we're going to be going over a flow for carpal tunnel, tendonitis, or any type of like sore hand problems. So, if you're having pain or problems and you haven't spoken with your doctor, definitely go speak to a healthcare professional before doing this flow to make sure it's something that you're okay with doing, and anything that you choose to do is at your own risk. But with that, we're going to carry on. If you guys like this flow or you want to chat more with us or flow more with us, you can check out our pages. Mine is Shell's Flow Motion on YouTube, and Aaliyah's is Honey, or Aaliyah, you can go ahead and say it for you.
Honey Yoga Hawaii.
And that's on Instagram.
Yeah, on Insta.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So with that, if you just want to sit cross-legged or kneeling, whatever is most comfortable, we're just going to go through a few rounds of breath. Placing your hands on your knees or wherever you want to your sides. Inhaling through your shoulders, lifting through the spine, taking a breath here. Inhale. Hold for a moment. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Before we get any farther into the practice today, I think we're going to go through 2 rounds of lion's breath. So with that, it's essentially standing or sitting straight up, and you're going to stick out your tongue really far, and you're going to try and exhale like you're trying to see your breath if it's cold outside. So feel free to play around with that. It's okay if you look silly, but we'll go through ahead with that again. Inhale. And exhale, stick out your tongue. Inhale. And exhale, lion's breath one more time. All right, and with that, we're going to get into our practice. Let's start with a seated cat-cow. So let's inhale, pulling the chest forward, grabbing the hands onto the knees, and exhale, rounding through the shoulders, arching through the spine, trying to get your nose to your chest. Inhaling back forward again. And exhale, rounding through the spine. If this feels good for you, feel free to stay like this, or you can add some motion, pulling it into a circle, maybe doing a few rounds clockwise and then counterclockwise, moving fast or slow, whatever feels best for you. Noticing how that feels on the side body versus just in the front back. Doing one more circle here before we come back to center. And coming to center, we're going to start with just a couple wrist rollouts. So extending your hands out in front of you. Feel free to rotate them. I like to rotate mine away from each other to start. But if you want to do the same direction for both hands, you can. Trying to move slowly and controlled, especially on the sides. And then when you're ready, let's go the opposite direction to even out the 2 sides. Whatever we do to one side, we want to try and do to the other to keep it balanced. And from there, we'll bring the hands down. This time, we're going to start with the right hand, sticking your hand out like a stop sign straight in front of you. Try and spread all your fingers. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can relax your hand, maybe wiggle your fingers for a second. This time you're going to grab the fingers and pull your thumb back, just like with gravity, try and pull your thumb backwards. You use your hand to pull your other fingers back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release, wiggling through the fingers again. Let's do the same for the other side, straightening the hand like a stop sign, trying to pull those fingers back on their own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. wiggling the fingers. And then one more time, straighten the hand. This time you grab your fingers with your other hand, pulling the thumb with your gravity or with your muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wiggle out the fingers one more time, releasing the hand down. If that's hard for you, then you can just do one round. But if you feel okay, we are going to do that one more time. But just base it off of however your hands are feeling. If they're feeling really sore today, you might not need that many. And if they're feeling pretty good and you're just trying to take preemptive measures, then we can do more of them. So it's kind of just up to you on what you're feeling today. But we're going to extend the right arm out again, coming to a stop sign, trying to pull those fingers back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wiggle out the fingers. One more time, this time with our other hand assisting. Pull the fingers back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Wiggle out the fingers, and we're going to do the same on the other side. Inhaling that other arm forward, making a stop sign. Holding for 5 breaths, or for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 breaths would be too long for my hands. And then one more time with a little assistance from the other hand, pulling those fingers back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wiggling out the hand. And then from here, we're going to do a couple, it's kind of like a half circle. So like normally if you're going to go the full way around, to do like an arm circle both sides, but this time we're just going to go halfway back as like an extension. So you can windmill your arm back, coming to a 90-degree angle. So if I turn sideways for you to see me, you'll start here, extend your hand in front of you, and then windmill your arm behind you, coming straight back, opening through the side body, trying to have a star for your fingers. I don't know if you can see my fingers are spread. And then coming back down, releasing. We'll do that one more time, bringing the hand out in front of you, and windmilling it back, stretching through the full length of the arm. Your median nerve starts in your fingers, and then the carpal tunnel nerves down there at the base of the wrist and goes all the way up to your neck. So it comes all the way up through your armpit and up into your neck. So this stretch helps with that. Releasing back down. We'll do 2 on that other side. Inhaling your hand out in front of you and windmilling it behind you, coming to the 90 degrees. Just feel it more forward. Taking a breath here and releasing it back down. We'll do that one more time. Extending the arm out in front of you and windmilling it back. Only going as far as what feels comfortable. And exhaling back down. From here, we'll extend the right arm out in front again. This time, you're going to point your fingers towards the floor. Maybe you grab the fingers, pulling the thumb towards them and trying to pull towards the front body. You should feel this through the top of the hand, top of the wrist, maybe the top of your forearm. And releasing. Same thing with the other hand. Bring the left hand out in front, pointing your fingers towards the floor. Maybe you grab the fingers and pull them towards your body, feeling that through the tops of the fingers and the hand, forearm. If your wrists are inflamed and this doesn't feel good, definitely don't do it. But if it feels good for you, by all means, take your time to stretch the tops of the hands. And releasing, Feel free to shake your hands out like you're shaking water off to loosen them up since we are doing some exercises for the fingers and some stretches. Okay, next, I find this one to be pretty challenging. It depends on if you are having problems with your fingers or not. So give yourself a little grace. We'll do one hand at a time. So you're going to try and keep your hands straight in a neutral position. And you're going to work on I pull my thumb to my hand like this. And then you work on bending your fingers down. So from here, you bend those fingers. I leave my thumb straight up. And that's kind of what we're going for. It's hard for me to keep my fingers straight. So if I try and curl, I'll do one hand at a time and kind of use my other hand to help flatten it so it can kind of tell where it's going. And once I've done it once or twice, my fingers do a little better getting there. This one is kind of challenging if you're having like gliding muscle soreness or tightness. So definitely don't do it too many times if it's hard for you. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Straightening to a neutral wrist and bending this down. Trying to let the fingers not curve. Maybe give yourself some support if you need. Oh, you have to keep your base of your wrist straight and just bend your fingers.
Oh.
So, you see what I'm saying?
Oh.
There you go. Yeah. So we can
start over? It's okay.
Yeah, we can do the other side again so that you do that side too. So
Yeah,
you can do them at the
why
same time as well. Yeah, so you can do your right hand again. And you can do them together if you want. Whatever feels best for you. Bending just to the flat line, kind of making a table with your fingers. Adds a little bit more challenge. And then you can let the thumb just be straight. Yeah. And you can take as long as you need with that hand. I'm going to do my other one, but you can stay there as long as you want. My left hand is my more hurt hand, so this is harder for my left hand than my right. Everybody's different, and it might look difficult for everybody. So if it's hard for you, that's okay. You don't have to do very many of them. It's just a nice little challenge if you're cleared for it, to have it as a nice exercise to work the gliding muscles. All right, when you're done with that, give your fingers a little stretch. That one's kind of hard. And from here, we're going to do, it's kind of like, yeah, I guess it's just a fist to a straight hand, essentially. It doesn't have any fancy name. We'll start with the right hand, but you can have your thumb over the top of your wrist. And then I like to be sitting straight up so that my kind of elbow's neutral. And then I just go from fist to straight, kind of like star hands, and then I bring them all together. And then I just repeat that 3 to 5 times just to get them, just to get everything moving. So fist, thumb over the top, star hand, and then touch all the fingers. Perfect. Do that one more time. Star hands and all your fingers. Right. Repeat that on the left hand this time. Bringing your left hand up, making a fist, thumb on the top, star hands, and then glue your fingers together. Perfect. Fist, star hands, gluing the fingers together. This one doesn't feel quite as challenging for me, but just is a nice little flexible stretch to get everything moving in the morning. Star hands, fingers together. Awesome. And then we'll roll out the wrists one more time. So we've been doing a lot with them in the other direction. And then the last one that we're going to do is going from your fingers extended out in front of you to trying to make kind of like a little, I don't know what you would exactly call this, like a grip, but only to your knuckles, like you're clutching your knuckles. You got a better name, Aaliyah?
No, like
that's okay. But
bear.
Yeah, essentially star fingers to, we'll go for bear claws. That's a better word for it. Yeah. And these, I think, feel really good in the middle of the workday when my hands start to get tired. I like to do these to kind of give my forearms a break. I feel like I feel this in my forearms and in my fingers. All right, good job. Feel free to roll out your wrist a little, flick them off like water. You guys did great. And now we're just gonna do a nice little cool down. Since we mainly stayed with our hands today, we're gonna uncross our legs, bring our legs straight out in front of us. Inhaling, heel straight back. And we're gonna exhale, fold. Just taking a moment here because we stayed upright on our backs for that whole thing. So we're just letting our backs fold over where they want. We're missing the legs. Maybe rock around on your sit bones a little. And inhaling back up. We'll roll out the neck. Starting with just going left to right, trying to get slowly closer to the shoulders. If that feels good, maybe you start on the right side and drop the chin towards the chest, slowly working your way to the left shoulder and back to the right. Staying on the front body for now. Taking a moment to go back and forth between the two sides. And if that feels good, feel free to go to the back side this time, all the way around, making a full circle. And with that, we'll take one closing breath together, and that'll be the end of our practice. I hope that you enjoyed those wrist exercises, finger exercises, and I hope that it helps you guys. So we'll take one breath together. Inhale and exhale. All right, thanks for joining our practice today. It was so nice to have you guys. Have a great rest of your day.